All right. For Vandy, Corey, Alex, Ben, Matt LT. An absolutely unreal race this morning. I was like honestly pretty nervous. Yeah, Ben can attest to this. I was like very much on edge, a little antsy throughout the entire week for my first 1, 2, 3 race in Central Park. I went to bed last night to the sound of thumping bass rattling my bed frame. And at one point the DJ said, "Everyone, let's celebrate Maddie's 29th birthday!" Whoa! And I knew at that point I wasn't going to get any sleep. So 4:15 came bright and early. I put one sock on and put the other one on inside out and only realized after the race what I had done. Met everyone at the start line and slammed a few goos, hydrated best I could, and the race was off. I was very much sticking to the plan that Alex had laid out. If you can find it up in the thread, I would recommend doing so because we followed it almost to a T. The race started out spicier than what I'm used to in the 3/4s, and we made our way up Harlem Hill, feeling good. I'm kind of settling towards the back of the pack, per instruction from race captain Malkin. Keeping my eyes on Vandy, eyes on Alex, and we've got Matt and Ben in the front and Corey somewhere in between. The race continues to develop, and I'm like looking, seeing a couple breaks, see Ben make a few attacks, and I'm kind of like jealous of that, but I know my place. I need to stick back here. Ben made the first break, had a 30-second gap, and I think on lap 4 or 5, we ended up catching him. But like it was said above, Vandy and Matt LT did a great job of kind of staying at the front and watching those. At one point I saw Matt, this was on the first lap, he just absolutely ripped it up the hill to try and catch an early break. So it was interesting, another lesson in patience, kind of watching the field develop, and it was like much tighter. You know, you're kind of like squeezed in and using your elbows to stand your ground. And I told Alex and Ben this, that it just felt a lot more like serious in this race. I love to like joke around and cut up, and my jokes weren't being very well received as we were flying around Central Park. There were a few chaotic things with like box trucks and joggers, and that was like not super pleasant, but I wasn't super afraid. We get down to the final couple of laps, and my main goal was just to chat, to talk. I let Corey know I was on him. I let Alex know I was on him, and we start to make our way up through the pack. At this point, we had caught the break with Ben, and I think Ben tried a couple more attacks, which was really cool to watch, just like burning out some of the strong guys in the field. And so I'm just, again, sticking in the back, conserving as much energy. Unlike Floyd, I was actually burning a lot of energy getting up Harlem Hill, staying on wheels, things like that. And then we kind of come into the last lap, and I'm right on Alex's wheel. And, I'm just saying, "Alex, I'm on your wheel. Alex, I'm 1 back. Alex, I'm 2 back." Just being very talkative, very communicative. I hopped on Corey's wheel, told him the same thing. Corey ended up dropping behind me and kind of clearing out the back, sweeping my wheel. I hopped on Ben's wheel, and I was like, "Ben, I'm on your wheel." And he said, "I don't have the legs right now," as we went up Harlem Hill for the last lap. You need to hop on another wheel." So the whole team was just chatting very well together, and that was like super encouraging, just to be told what to do or to tell others what to do. We kind of come down the west side, and Alex and I are in a really strong spot. But there's a couple of people just fighting to get Alex's wheel, which was like a bit uncomfortable for me. I'm kind of like using my elbows and like ducking in and whatnot, and being pretty assertive, knowing that I needed to hold his wheel going into HSA, as the Central Parkers call it. And so Matt LT leads us out along the west side. He breaks off. Again, Alex does a heroic effort. we go through Horseshoe Alley, around the bend, and at this point we're on the right hand side, doing a very good job of like keeping position. Some people are trying to take Alex's wheel, but I was being like quite aggressive in saying like that's my wheel, or using my elbow to kind of fend people off from that. We make it up the cat's paw at the very base, and I can tell that Alex has like one effort left in him. He sprints up almost to the very curve, and then I notice him start to give out, and then Alex drops off. I hop on a rubber and road wheel, follow that up for a minute, and then just unleash my sprint. It was much different than Floyd because it took a lot more effort to sprint uphill. But I just, put my nose to the stem, heard my back wheel skip a few times, which I definitely want to work on. And then just kind of like let that saddle swing back and forth. And then I caught two guys, passed them, the guys who got fourth and fifth. And then I just watched DJ barely pass me for first and second. I crossed the line and just honestly like wasn't sure where I had finished. And then I didn't see any of the teammates behind me, so I was kind of like, oh, I guess they just waited at the line to figure out what happened with the race results. And so I make my way around, and then I see everybody by the ambulance, and I'm like, oh no, what happened? And it turns out as Alex led me out, when he slowed, a crash happened right around him. And yeah, I just cannot be more thankful for a team that's actually willing to sacrifice their bodies for a good result. And I feel incredibly encouraged and just like over the moon that I got to stand on the podium for third place. But it was like truly such a heroic team effort between everyone on the TBD men's side in the 1-2-3 field. And that was my first Central Park race, first 1-2-3 field experience. And it just it's like emotional and really cool. I've never been a part of a team that's like willing to sacrifice themselves like that for no results. I think I was the only TBD person who finished, and in an effort to like let their teammates try and carry on the victory. So yeah, I'm feeling very, very thankful for the team effort, and I'm absolutely ecstatic that I got to stand in the third place spot at the Dave Jordan 2023 Classic.